ahwefoliate for instance makawa biem ediba akroma TV so na ebora isenu na eborum we Paul Adom Ochre akachi na wapai edi analysis kese pa betu amesmedi Abraham no see NDC for when the pressure kese pa wo campo ni unstable ni na le Dr. Mood Baumia be flagra edema the new patriotic party in modern boni chese the eco school the patriotic party no so ni e panene se ma chese Paul Adom Ochre so edi ade abetu amesmedi Abraham yen kona nko chese ni chimu fe Paul Adom Ochre na e ba
I have an NDC story. Charlie, things are going to get heated up in 2020. House Baumia is looking for running mate. John Mahama is looking for running mate. Okay, grapevine. I'm bringing it from the grapevine. So, I have an NDC story. Charlie, things are going to get heated up in 2020. House Baumia is looking for running mate. John Mahama is looking for running mate. Okay, grapevine. I'm bringing it from the grapevine. So, today is what? Tuesday? Saturday. I was in a conversation with some NDC people. I won't mention their names, otherwise they may get into trouble. And I asked them that, we spoke in pidgin as we normally do. And I asked them that, Chief, is my man going to change his running mates? There are 3 of them, and there are another 2. We're talking somewhere. I said, is my man going to change his running mates? They said, who's your man? I said, John Mahama. Then they laughed at me. They said, John Mahama is your man. I said, oh yeah, but he's my man. Then we all laughed. Then the argument started. And I said, sure, Charlie, the guy, he has to change. Somebody said he has to change his running mate. He can't continue like that. Look at the numbers. I said, what are you talking about numbers? So after the conversation, I picked the story from there. I picked the presentation that I'm going to show you. So here is President John Dramani Mahama and Dr. Kwabena D. You know, Dr. Kwabena D. Former governor, former minister of finance. Dr. Kwabena Duffuor's image is economics, by and large. Really, it's economics. So if Dr. Kwabena Duffuor is talking politics, he's talking economics politics all the time. That's the only thing he says. Economics politics of food, inflation, consumer price index, those terms they use, the basket of goods, reverse inflation, imported inflation, food inflation. Those are the things Dr. Duffuor talks about as an economist. That's what he is. So the pressure is mounting on John Dramani Mahama. I have to say though, that from all that I know, and from all that people know, John Dramani Mahama is still with Jenano Pokwajima, but there's a lot of pressure mounting. So this visit, and I can tell you on authority today that Dr. Duffuor has returned the visit. He has reciprocated the visit to John Dramani Mahama. That's not on TV, that's on the news. You heard it here first. Dr. Duffuor has done that. So his build-up is getting tighter. So here's Dr. Duffuor and John Dramani Mahama. And then they sat down, and so you see, Jenano Pokwajima is not in this meeting. For some reason, I'm not sure why, but he's not in this meeting. This is John Dramani Mahama. This is, I don't know where this is, maybe Dr. Duffuor's house, I'm not sure. This is John Dramani Mahama. This is Dr. Duffuor. This is my best friend, Fifi Kwete. This is a man I thoroughly respect, Alhaji Hudu. I sat behind him at Makola Law School back in the days. I sit behind Hudu and he sat in front of us. I felt very proud. This is the guy who was the general secretary of the NDC. I used to interview and he was in front of me. I was behind him, and when he comes to the class, we all stand up, we greet, and then Hudu takes his seat. Very nice guy, very brilliant man. I love Hudu Yaya to bits. That's Hudu Yaya, and that's Julius Debra, who is my very good friend. Julius Debra is such a great guy. So this is the cabal, if you like, in quotes, without no disrespect intended, but I'm just using the word cabal. Now they went to see Dr. Duffuor, okay? So I don't know what they are saying here, but President Mahama's face is getting nervous in this photograph. Because maybe somebody says something. Fifi Kwete is paying attention to what Julius Debra is saying. Hudu Yaya seems to be thinking about what Julius Debra is saying. I don't know what Julius Debra is saying. Dr. Duffuor seems to be taking it in what Julius Debra is saying. Put the photograph on. I like it like that. So now viewers, you can see it well. So look at President Mahama's face. You see, he's pondering over something. If you look at Fifi Kwete, he's listening to Julius Debra. Where is he getting to? And then if you look at Hudu Yaya, he's smiling because he seems to like the outcome of what Julius Debra is saying. If you look at Dr. Duffuor, he's thinking, wow, really? You think so? Well, maybe. That's the kind of impression you get in Dr. Duffuor's face. And you see Julius Debra with a smile making a presentation of a narrative. But look at John Dramani Mahama again. Look at Dr. Mahama closely. you see that he's doing the leadership thing. He's taking the thing in, but really, we don't know what they are saying. We don't know what they are saying, you know. Let's look at the next photograph. It gets broader here. Now, in this photograph, it gets better. Kwabena Duffuor Jr. is in there. That's Dr. Duffuor's son. Please put a photograph up. Great. So now, from the left is Kwabena Duffuor Jr. He's in with a pensive kind of look. He's not smiling. He's not laughing. He's just being his father's special assistant. And then you have Joshua Labi, who is beaming with smiles. Dr. Duffuor Jr. is not smiling. You know, so you have two Dr. Duffuors in the room. Dr. Duffuor Jr. on the left is not smiling. Joshua Labi is saying something that seems to be very exhilarating because Fifi Kwete and Hudu Yaya are burst out in laughter. President Mahama is controlling his smile. Dr. Duffuor is smiling a little bit, but Dr. Duffuor Jr. is not smiling. That's another photograph. I don't know what they're saying, but we are looking at all of these things. We'll get to the data. Viewers, don't worry. This is just the play. We'll get to the data. And then President Mahama sat next to Dr. Duffuor in this photograph. All of these photographs were put out by John Dramani Mahama's page. Okay. So this is John Dramani Mahama and Jenana Opoku-Agyeman. So why is there pressure on President Mahama to amend the running mate choice of 2020? It is pressure that is going to be resisted by the supporters of Jenana Opoku-Agyeman, principally Sami Okujeto, Manebo Ama, Standogbe, Joyce Bawa Modgari. All of them are going to resist it. Bobie, the journalist, nice guy, he is with Julius Debra already. He wants Julius Debra to be the running mate. He doesn't want Jenana Opoku-Agyeman. But there are some who want Jenana Opoku-Agyeman. There are some who don't want Jenana Opoku-Agyeman. Now, where is the pressure coming from? It's coming from this data. Let me show you. Do I have the data? Okay, and this is President Mahama and Dr. Duffuor. So you have President Mahama and Jenana Opoku-Agyeman. President Mahama and Dr. Duffuor. Okay. Okay, Dr. Duffuor and Jenana Opoku-Agyeman here for viewers to make your choice. All right. This is the data that is bringing the problem. The reason why there's pressure on John Dramani Mahama is about this data. Let me show you. Okay. 2020 presidential election results, Ashanti region, is as follows. All right. So here's Ashanti region's presidential results of 2020. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, my favorite politician, pulls 1,793,773. It represents 71% of votes in Ashanti. John Dramani Mahama pulls 652,962, representing 26% of the votes in Ashanti. If you look at it closely, Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has beaten John Dramani Mahama by 1 million votes in Ashanti. What it means is that at the end of the day, after all the 16 regions has been tabulated, if the National Democratic